in her grip. She blinked once, then twice, certain the 3 days of back-to-back meetings had finally caught up with her and scrambled her brain. But no. The driveway was still empty. Her silver Honda Accord, the car she had saved for 2 years to buy, the car that held memories of road trips and late-night drives and early morning coffee runs, was gone. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she walked toward the house. Maybe Derek had moved it to the garage? But that made no sense. They always kept his truck in the garage because it was newer. Her car always sat in the driveway where she could see it from the kitchen window each morning. The front door swung open before she could reach it. Derek stood there in sweatpants and a t-shirt, hair messy, holding a beer even though it was only 3 in the afternoon. He smiled at her like nothing was wrong. "Hey babe. How was Chicago?" Naomi stared at him. "Where's my car?" "Oh, that." Derek took a sip of his beer, completely casual. "Yeah, I sold it." The words hit her like a physical blow. Her suitcase dropped from her hand and thudded against the porch. "You what?" "I sold it. This guy from work was looking for a reliable car for his daughter going to college, and I figured we don't really need 2 cars anyway. You can just use my truck when I don't need it." He shrugged like he'd just told her he'd picked up milk from the store. "Derek." Her voice came out strangled. "That was my car. I bought it. With my money. You had no right." "Come on, don't be dramatic. We're married. What's mine is yours, what's yours is mine, right? Besides, I got a great price for it. $12,000 cash." $12,000. She had paid $17,000 for it just 2 years ago. Her stomach twisted. "Where's the money?" "What money?" "The $12,000, Derek. Where is it?" He shifted his weight, not quite meeting her eyes anymore. "I used some of it to pay down the credit cards. We were getting pretty high on those balances." Something cold settled in Naomi's chest. They had 3 credit cards. She knew the balances on all of them because she paid the bills every month. They weren't high. They were nearly paid off. Which credit cards? Does it matter? "Jesus, Naomi, I thought you'd be happy I was being responsible with money for once." He turned and walked back into the house, leaving her standing on the porch with her dropped suitcase and a growing sense of dread. She picked up her suitcase and followed him inside. The living room looked the same as when she'd left. The same brown couch they'd bought at a discount furniture store 3 years ago. The same coffee table with a ring stain from Derek's beer cans. The same television playing some sports channel. But something felt different. Wrong. Naomi set her suitcase by the stairs and walked to the kitchen. She needed water. She needed to think. Her hands shook as she filled a glass from the tap. "I'm going to go meet up with some guys from work," Derek called from the living room. "There's leftover pizza in the fridge if you're hungry." She heard him grab his keys, the keys to his truck, the only vehicle they now owned, and the front door slammed. The sound of the engine starting echoed through the quiet house, then faded as he drove away. Naomi stood in the kitchen, glass of water in hand, and felt something crack inside her chest. Not her heart breaking. Something harder. Something sharper. She set down the glass and pulled out her phone. She opened their bank app and logged into their joint checking account. The balance made her frown. It was lower than it should be. She clicked on recent transactions. Her breath caught. $400 at a jewelry store she'd never been to. $200 at a restaurant she'd never eaten at. $560 at a hotel downtown. All while she'd been in Chicago for work. All in the last 3 days. She scrolled further back. More restaurants. More hotels. A charge for flowers from 2 weeks ago, flowers she'd never received. A charge for lingerie from a boutique across town, lingerie that definitely wasn't in her drawer. The glass of water sat forgotten on the counter as Naomi walked upstairs like she was moving through fog. She went to their bedroom and stood in the doorway. Everything looked normal. The bed was unmade, which was typical for Derek. His clothes were scattered on his side of the room. She walked to the bathroom. Her toothbrush stood in the holder next to Derek's. Her face wash and moisturizer lined up on her side of the counter. But there, tucked behind the tissue box, was a makeup bag she didn't recognize. With trembling fingers she picked it up and unzipped it. Foundation 3 shades darker than what she wore. Red lipstick, not the nude shade she preferred. Mascara from an expensive brand she'd never bought. Naomi set the makeup bag on the counter and stared at her reflection in the mirror. A beautiful African-American woman looked back at her, with natural hair pulled into a neat bun, brown eyes that usually sparkled but now looked hollow. She was 32 years old. She had a good job as a project manager at a tech company. She had worked hard her entire life. She had bought this house with money her grandmother left her. She had built a life. And her husband had just sold her car to fund his affair. The thought crystallized in her mind with perfect, terrible clarity. The makeup wasn't for her. The jewelry wasn't for her. The hotels and restaurants and flowers, none of it was for her. It was for someone else. Someone Derek was spending their money on. Her money. She walked back to the bedroom and opened Derek's nightstand drawer. She'd never snooped before. She trusted him. Trust felt like a stupid, childish thing now. The drawer held the usual charging cables, old receipts, loose change. But underneath a car magazine she found it. A burner phone. One of those cheap prepaid phones you could buy at any convenience store. Her hands didn't shake anymore as she turned it on. No password. Derek had never been smart about covering his tracks. He just relied on her not looking. The text messages loaded. Derek, missing you already, baby. Brittany, can't wait for this weekend. Did you tell her you're going to a work conference? Derek, yeah, she bought it. She's always so busy with her own job she doesn't even notice anymore. Brittany, good. I've been looking at those earrings you showed me. Hint, hint. Derek, anything for you, gorgeous. Not like Naomi would appreciate nice things anyway. She's too practical. The messages went back months. 8 months to be exact. 8 months of lies. 8 months of him taking her money, her trust, her life, and throwing it away on someone named Brittany. Naomi scrolled through more messages. Pictures he'd sent of expensive dinners. Pictures Brittany had sent that made Naomi's stomach turn. Plans for trips. Complaints about Naomi, how she worked too much, how she wasn't fun anymore, how she was always tired. She was tired because she worked 50 hours a week while Derek barely managed 40. She was tired because she paid all the bills while Derek spent money like it grew on trees. She was tired because she'd been carrying their entire life on her shoulders while he did nothing but complain and cheat. Naomi powered off the phone and put it back exactly where she'd found it. She walked downstairs and sat on the brown couch in the living room. The house was quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sound of a neighbor mowing their lawn. She sat there for an hour. Then 2. Then 3. By the time Derek came home smelling like beer and perfume that wasn't hers, Naomi had made a decision. Her face was calm. Her voice was steady when she asked him how his evening was. She smiled when he kissed her cheek and went upstairs to shower. She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She didn't smash things or demand answers. She simply began to plan. Because Derek had taught her something valuable tonight. If he could take something precious from her without asking, without guilt, without consequences, then so could she. And what she was about to take from him would make a $12,000 car look like pocket change. Naomi called in sick to work the next morning for the first time in 3 years. Derek seemed surprised but pleased, probably thinking she was getting soft. He kissed her forehead before leaving for work, told her to rest up, and drove away in his truck, the only vehicle they had now. The moment his truck disappeared around the corner, Naomi was off the couch and moving with purpose. She started in the bedroom. The burner phone went back into Derek's nightstand after she'd taken pictures of every single message and photo. She photographed the makeup bag in the bathroom, making sure to get clear shots of the brands and shades that proved it wasn't hers. She went through every drawer, every pocket of every jacket, every corner of their shared spaces. In his gym bag she found receipts he'd been too lazy to throw away. Dinner at Antonio's, an Italian restaurant known for romantic candlelit tables. He'd taken her there once for their anniversary 3 years ago and complained the entire time about the prices. But he'd taken Brittany there 5 times in the past 2 months. Each receipt showed 2 entrees, 2 desserts, expensive wine. In the pocket of his good jacket, the one he wore to company events, she found a receipt from a jewelry store dated 6 weeks ago. $850 for a gold bracelet. She'd never seen it. Her anniversary was in 2 months. Maybe he was planning to give it to her then, pretend he just bought it. Or maybe it was already wrapped around Brittany's wrist. Naomi photographed everything. She created a folder on her laptop labeled Work Documents, Budget 2023, where no one would think to look. Inside, she organized the photos by date and category. Hotels, restaurants, jewelry, messages, a timeline of betrayal. At 10 in the morning, she called her bank. She'd been the primary account holder since they'd opened the joint checking account 5 years ago when they'd gotten married. She explained to the representative that she needed to see all statements for the past year. The representative emailed them over within 10 minutes. Naomi sat at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee and went through every statement line by line. She made a spreadsheet. 1 column for date, 1 for merchant, 1 for amount, 1 for notes. The numbers made her sick. Derek had spent over $30,000 in 8 months. $30,000 on his affair. Money that should have gone to their savings, to the house repairs they needed, to the vacation she'd been dreaming about to Jamaica. Instead, it had gone to hotel rooms and dinners and jewelry and flowers for another woman. She cross-referenced the dates with her work calendar. Every business trip she'd taken, Derek had taken Brittany out. Every late night Naomi had worked, every weekend she'd spent on a project deadline, Derek had spent with someone else. The coffee grew cold as she worked. Her hands remained steady. Her mind stayed clear. This wasn't about emotion anymore. This was about strategy. At noon, she searched Derek's laptop. He'd left it on the kitchen counter, charging. No password because he'd never had anything to hide before, or so he'd thought. His email was still logged in. She found hundreds of emails between him and Brittany. Some were explicit. Some were mundane conversations about their days. Some made plans for their future together. One email, dated just 2 weeks ago, made Naomi's blood run cold. From Derek to Brittany. Soon, baby. Once I convinced Naomi to add me to the house deed, we'll be set. My lawyer buddy says in a divorce I'd get half the value even though her grandmother left it to her, as long as my name's on it too. Then we can get a place together, somewhere nice. She'll be fine. She makes good money. She'll land on her feet. Some people are just meant to be stepping stones, you know? Naomi read it 3 times. Then she took a photo of the screen with her phone. Then she forwarded the email to her personal account. Then she cleared the recently sent folder so Derek wouldn't see. He'd been planning this. Not just an affair, but a calculated move to take the house her grandmother had left her. The house that was supposed to be her safety net, her inheritance, her piece of stability in an unstable world. She thought of her grandmother, Beatrice. A strong woman who'd worked as a nurse for 40 years, who'd bought this house in a neighborhood that was rough then but nice now, who'd told Naomi before she died, "This house is yours, baby girl. Don't let anyone take it from you. Not a man, not anybody. This is your foundation." Naomi had cried at the funeral and promised. She kept the house in her name only, even when Derek had pushed to add him after the wedding. She'd stood firm, saying it was about respecting her grandmother's wishes. Derek had seemed to understand then. Now she knew he'd just been biding his time, building up to the perfect moment to strike. She closed the laptop and sat back in her chair. Through the kitchen window, she could see the empty driveway where her car should have been. The car he'd sold without asking, like she was a child who didn't deserve to make decisions about her own property. Her phone buzzed. A text from Derek. "Working late tonight. Don't wait up." Naomi didn't respond. She knew where he'd really be. With Brittany. Probably at another hotel, charged to the credit card they shared. Maybe he'd buy her dinner first. Maybe he'd buy her more jewelry with money that came from Naomi's paycheck. She thought about confronting him. She imagined the scene, throwing the evidence in his face, watching him scramble for excuses, demanding answers. She imagined the tears, the anger, the drama. Then she imagined something better. She imagined him coming home one day to find nothing. No house. No wife. No access to the money he'd been bleeding from their accounts. No stepping stone to stand on. Just the sudden, shocking realization that he'd lost everything while thinking he was so clever. Naomi smiled for the first time since she'd seen the empty driveway. It wasn't a warm smile. It wasn't a kind smile. It was the smile of a woman who'd been underestimated for too long and was done playing nice. She picked up her phone and searched for divorce attorneys in the city. She read reviews for an hour. Then she called the office of Patricia Okonjo, a lawyer with a reputation for being tough, thorough, and excellent at protecting women's assets in difficult divorces. "Okonjo Law, how can I help you?" "Hi, my name is Naomi Bennett. I need to schedule a consultation. It's urgent." "What's your situation, if you don't mind me asking?" Naomi looked around the kitchen, at the house her grandmother had given her, at the life she'd built that Derek was trying to steal. "My husband sold my car without permission and has been having an affair for 8 months. I've just discovered he's planning to try to take my house in a divorce. And I need to make sure he gets absolutely nothing." There was a pause, then the receptionist's voice came back warmer. "Ms. Okonjo has an opening tomorrow morning at 9. Does that work?" "That works perfectly." Naomi hung up and opened her laptop again. She had more work to do. More evidence to gather. More pieces to put in place. Derek thought she was too busy to notice what he was doing. He thought she was too tired to fight back. He thought she was a stepping stone. He was about to learn exactly how wrong he was. That evening she cooked dinner like normal. She'd stopped at the grocery store and picked up steak, Derek's favorite. She opened a bottle of wine. She set the table. When he came home at 10:30, smelling like perfume and lies, she greeted him with a smile. "You're up," he said, surprised. I'm feeling better. Thought we could have a nice dinner together. We haven't done that in a while. Suspicion flickered across his face for just a moment, but then his ego smoothed it away. Of course she wanted to spend time with him. She was lucky to have him, wasn't she? That's what he thought. They ate dinner. Naomi asked about his day. He lied smoothly, talking about meetings and deadlines and difficult clients. She nodded and smiled and poured more wine. She asked if anything exciting was happening at work. Not really. Same old stuff. Oh, there is this one woman, Brittany, who just joined our team. She's pretty annoying actually. Always asking questions, really clingy. Naomi took a sip of wine to hide her reaction. He was preemptively creating a narrative. If Naomi ever suspected, he could say he'd already told her about Brittany, that he'd mentioned she was annoying, that clearly there was nothing going on. That sounds frustrating, Naomi said softly. Yeah, but whatever. How was your day? Did you rest? I did. I've been thinking about some changes I want to make. To the house, I mean. Maybe update the kitchen. What do you think? Derek perked up. Updates to the house meant increased value. Increased value meant more money for him when he executed his plan. Yeah, that sounds good. We should definitely do that. Great. I'll start looking into it. They finished dinner. Derek fell asleep on the couch watching television. Naomi cleaned the kitchen, then went upstairs to the spare bedroom where she kept her computer for work. She opened the folder of evidence and added notes to her timeline. Tomorrow she would meet with the lawyer. Tomorrow she would start the real process of taking back her life. But tonight she let herself feel it. The anger, the betrayal, the hurt. She looked at a photo on her desk, her and Derek on their wedding day 5 years ago. He'd promised to love her, honor her, cherish her. She'd believed him. She'd built a life around those promises. Naomi took the photo and put it face down in the drawer. She didn't need to look at it anymore. That version of her life was over. That version of Derek, the man she'd thought she'd married, had never really existed. Tomorrow she would begin building something new, something better, something that was only hers. And Derek would never see it coming. Patricia Okonjo's office was on the 15th floor of a glass building downtown. The waiting room had leather chairs and abstract art on the walls and a view of the city that reminded Naomi why she'd worked so hard to make it here. This was her city, her life. Derek wasn't going to take that away. Miss Bennett? A woman in a sharp navy suit appeared in the doorway. She was tall, probably in her late 40s, with natural hair and locks and eyes that looked like they didn't miss anything. I'm Patricia. Come on back. Naomi followed her into an office that was organized chaos. Law books stacked on every surface, files in neat piles, a massive desk with 2 computer monitors. Patricia gestured to a chair across from her desk and sat down. Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out. Don't try to make it sound better or worse than it is. I need facts. Naomi had prepared for this. She pulled out a folder, a physical folder, old school, the kind her grandmother would have used. Inside were printed copies of everything. Bank statements, receipts, photos of the text messages, screenshots of emails, the makeup bag contents, all organized with tabs and dates. She slid the folder across the desk. Patricia opened it and began to read. Her expression didn't change, but Naomi saw her jaw tighten slightly. How long have you known? Patricia asked after several minutes. 3 days. And he doesn't know that you know? No. I've been acting normal. Good. Keep it that way. Patricia closed the folder and looked directly at Naomi. Here's your situation. The house is yours, solely in your name, inherited property. He has no claim to it legally. The car he sold was titled in your name? Yes. Then what he did was theft. You could press charges if you wanted, though I don't recommend it because it would alert him that you're taking action. The joint bank accounts are messier. Anything in those accounts is considered marital property. You both have equal right to withdraw funds. So he can just keep spending our money on her? Not if we freeze the accounts. But we need to be strategic. If you freeze them now, he'll know something is up. We need to get our ducks in a row first. Patricia leaned back in her chair. What's your goal here? Full divorce, obviously, but what about division of assets? What do you want? Naomi didn't hesitate. I want the house. I want him to get nothing from me. And I want to make sure he knows exactly what he lost. A small smile appeared on Patricia's face. I can work with that. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to go home and continue acting normal. Meanwhile, I'm going to file divorce papers, but we're not going to serve them yet. We're going to let him think everything is fine while we build an ironclad case. Won't he get half of everything anyway? It's a no-fault state. Usually yes. But adultery, especially with documented financial infidelity, spending marital assets on an affair, can influence how a judge divides things. Plus, the house was inherited. You have a strong case for keeping it entirely. As for other assets, how much money do you have? In the joint account, about $15,000 right now. My personal savings account has $30,000. He doesn't know about that one. Good. Keep it that way. Don't add any more money to the joint account. Direct deposit your paychecks into your personal account from now on. Can you do that without him noticing? He never checks the bank account. I pay all the bills. Patricia nodded. Even better. Here's the timeline. You're going to need about 2 weeks to get everything in order. During that time, I want you to document everything. Every time he lies about where he's been, write it down. Every charge that appears on the credit card for his affair, screenshot it. Can you do that? Yes. Now here's the part that might be hard. I don't want you to confront him. Not yet. I know you want to. I know you want to throw all this evidence in his face and watch him squirm. But we need him to think he's getting away with it. Cheaters get sloppy when they think they're winning. Naomi thought about Derek's email to Brittany, about how he'd called her a stepping stone, about how he'd planned to steal her house. I won't confront him. Good. One more thing. Do you have somewhere you can stay when this goes down? Family, friends? I can get a short-term apartment. I don't want to involve my family yet. Smart. Start looking. Month-to-month rental, something cheap. You won't be there long, but you need somewhere to land. The house will take time to handle properly, and you don't want to be living with him during divorce proceedings. They talked for another hour. Patricia explained the divorce process, the timeline, the likely outcomes. She asked more questions about Derek, his job, his income, his spending habits. She made notes in a legal pad with handwriting so fast Naomi could barely see her hand move. Finally, Patricia stood up. I'll draw up the initial paperwork. Come back in 2 days and we'll review it. Meanwhile, keep playing the perfect wife. I know it's going to be hard. I know every time you look at him you're going to want to scream. But we're playing the long game here, and the long game is what wins. Naomi shook her hand. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Thank me when this is over and you're in your house and he's paying his own way for the first time in his life. Naomi left the office feeling lighter than she had in days. She had a plan. She had a lawyer. She had evidence. Derek thought he was so clever, but he'd been sloppy. He'd left trails everywhere because he'd never thought she'd look. That was his first mistake. His last one would be underestimating what she'd do when she found out. She stopped at a coffee shop on the way home, the one near her office that she loved but Derek always complained about because it was too expensive for a cup of coffee. She ordered her favorite drink, a caramel latte with extra foam, and sat by the window watching people walk by. For the first time in 8 months, though she hadn't known it then, she felt like herself. Not the tired, worn-down version who worked all day and came home to a husband who barely noticed. Not the woman who'd become small and quiet to make room for Derek's ego. The real Naomi. The one who'd bought a car with her own money. The one who'd earned a promotion every year at her job. The one her grandmother had believed in. Her phone buzzed. A text from Derek. Going to be late again tonight. Project deadline. Naomi typed back. No problem. I'll save you dinner. Another buzz, this time from an unknown number. She opened it, frowning. Stop calling my boyfriend. I know who you are. It took Naomi a moment to understand. Then it clicked. Brittany. She'd somehow gotten Naomi's number and was texting her. Warning her off. As if Derek was some prize worth fighting for. Naomi stared at the message. Part of her wanted to respond. Part of her wanted to send Brittany screenshots of all the bank statements, show her exactly how much Derek had spent, ask her if she really thought a man who was stealing from his wife would treat her any better. But Patricia's words echoed in her mind. Don't confront. Don't tip your hand. Play the long game. Naomi deleted the message and blocked the number. Brittany wasn't worth her energy. Let her have Derek. Let her find out the hard way what kind of man he really was. When the money ran out, and it would run out, she'd see the truth. But that wasn't Naomi's problem anymore. She finished her coffee and drove home in Derek's truck, the only vehicle she had now, though that would change. She'd researched car loans on her phone. With her good credit and solid income, she could get approved for a decent car by the end of the week. She wouldn't tell Derek. She'd just show up with it one day. Another thing he didn't get to control. The house was empty when she got there. Naomi walked through the rooms like she was seeing them for the first time. The living room with its discount furniture. The kitchen where she'd cooked hundreds of meals. The bedroom where she'd slept next to a man who was busy sleeping with someone else. She thought this was her home. But a home was supposed to be a place of safety and love. This was just a house. A building. Walls and floors and a roof. What made it matter was her grandmother's sacrifice to buy it. The history it held. Not Derek. He'd never made it a home. In the spare bedroom closet, Naomi found a box of her grandmother's things that she'd never fully unpacked. Old photos. Some jewelry. A Bible with notes in the margins. And there, at the bottom, a letter in her grandmother's handwriting. Dear Naomi, if you're reading this, I'm gone. But I want you to know how proud I am of you. You're strong, baby girl. Stronger than you think. Life is going to throw things at you. Bad things. Hard things. Men who don't deserve you. Problems that seem too big to solve. When that happens, I want you to remember something. You come from a long line of women who survived worse. Your great-grandmother survived Jim Crow. Your great-great-grandmother survived slavery. I survived an abusive husband before I found the strength to leave him and buy this house with my own money. We don't break. We bend. We adapt. We overcome. And we never, ever let someone take from us what we've earned. This house is yours. But more than that, your life is yours. Your future is yours. Don't give it away to someone who doesn't value it. Don't stay small to make someone else comfortable. Be big. Be loud. Be exactly who you're meant to be. I love you always, Grandma B. Naomi read the letter 3 times. Tears rolled down her face, but they weren't sad tears. They were angry tears. Determined tears. Tears that said enough is enough. She folded the letter carefully and put it in her purse. She would carry it with her. A reminder of where she came from and what she was fighting for. Derek came home at 11 that night. Naomi was already in bed, pretending to be asleep. She heard him stumble in, probably a little drunk. Heard him use the bathroom, brush his teeth, climb into bed beside her. He curled up next to her, his arm over her waist. It took everything in her not to shove him away. But she stayed still, breathing steady, playing the role. In 2 weeks, everything would change. In 2 weeks, Derek would learn what it meant to lose something precious. In 2 weeks, Naomi would start the process of reclaiming her life. But for now she waited, silent, furious, planning. The calm before the storm. The next morning, Naomi woke up before Derek. She slipped out of bed, showered, and dressed for work while he was still snoring. She left a note on the kitchen counter, "See you tonight," and drove his truck to her office. At lunch, she didn't eat in the cafeteria like usual. Instead, she drove to the other side of town, to a small real estate office with a faded sign and dusty windows. She'd chosen it specifically because it wasn't one of the big flashy agencies Derek might hear about through his work friends. The agent was a woman in her 60s named Ruth, with silver hair and reading glasses on a chain around her neck. She looked up from her desk when Naomi walked in. "Can I help you, dear?" "I need to sell a house." Quickly and quietly. Ruth's eyebrows went up, but she didn't ask questions. She just pulled out a legal pad. "Tell me about the property." Naomi gave her the address. Ruth typed it into her computer and pulled up the tax records. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1987. Nice neighborhood. Property values have been going up there. "Are you the sole owner?" "Yes. It was inherited from my grandmother. My name is the only one on the deed. That makes things simpler." "What's your timeline?" 2 weeks. Maybe less if possible." Ruth looked at her over her reading glasses. "That's aggressive. Most sales take 30 to 60 days. I'm willing to price it competitively. I need it sold fast. Are you in some kind of trouble, hon? You seem like you're running from something." Naomi met her eyes. "I'm not running from anything. I'm running towards something better. And I need to sell this house to do it." Ruth studied her for a long moment, then nodded. "All right. I've been doing this for 40 years. I've seen all kinds of situations. I'm not here to judge. Let's talk numbers." They spent an hour going over comparables in the neighborhood, discussing pricing strategy and reviewing the sales process. Ruth explained that to sell quickly, they'd need to price slightly below market value. Naomi's house was worth about $280,000. If they listed at $260,000, it would attract multiple offers within days. "I'll lose $20,000, Naomi said. "You'll lose more than that in time if you wait. Plus closing costs, inspections, all the regular fees. But if your priority is speed, this is the way." Naomi thought about it. $20,000 was a lot of money. But staying married to Derek would cost her more. He'd already spent $30,000 on his affair. If she let him execute his plan to get his name on the deed, she'd lose half the value of the house in the divorce. This way, she'd walk away with at least $200,000 after everything was paid off. And Derek would get nothing. Do it. Listed at $260. I'll need to come by and take photos, do a walkthrough. When's a good time? Naomi thought fast. Derek worked Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Supposedly. Though she knew now that schedule was flexible depending on when Brittany was available. Tomorrow 11 a.m. I'll meet you there. I'll need you to sign some paperwork. Listing agreement, disclosure forms. Can you come by tomorrow morning before the walkthrough? I'll be here at 9. Naomi left the real estate office and sat in Derek's truck for a minute, hands shaking. She just set in motion something irreversible. Once the house was listed, there was no going back. Derek would find out eventually. There would be consequences. But she thought about her grandmother's letter. About the line of strong women she came from. About the fact that Derek had already sold her car without asking, had already planned to steal her house, had already betrayed her in every way that mattered. She started the truck and drove back to work. She had a meeting at 2 about a new project launch. Life kept moving forward even when your personal world was falling apart. That evening, she stopped at a storage facility on the way home. She rented a 10 by 10 unit, paid for 3 months upfront with cash. The facility manager barely looked up from his phone as he handed her the key and pointed her to unit 247. Naomi stood in the empty unit and made a mental list. Her clothes, her books, her computer, photos, important documents, everything that mattered to her. It would all fit in this space. She'd move it slowly, a little at a time, whenever Derek was at work. He'd never notice. She got home before Derek for once. She made dinner, chicken and rice, something simple. While it was cooking, she went upstairs and started sorting. Her closet first. She picked out half her clothes, the ones she wore most often, and put them in a suitcase. She'd take them to storage tomorrow. In the back of the closet, she found the box of things from when she'd first moved into the house with Derek. Old photos from college. Her degree framed. Some books she'd never unpacked because Derek said they made the house look cluttered. She added those to the pile. She was in the middle of sorting through dresser drawers when she heard Derek's truck pull into the driveway. Quickly, she shoved everything back and zipped the suitcase. She pushed it into the back of the closet and went downstairs, calm and composed. "Hey," Derek said, dropping his keys on the counter. "What's for dinner?" "Chicken and rice." "Again?" He made a face. "We just had that last week." "I can make you a sandwich if you don't want it." "No, it's fine. I'm just saying we could have some variety." Naomi bit back the response she wanted to give. She wanted to say that if he wanted variety, he could cook his own meals. That she was tired of working all day and coming home to cook for someone who spent their money on another woman. That he should be grateful she was still cooking at all. Instead, she just nodded. "I'll try something different tomorrow." They ate in silence. Derek was on his phone the whole time, texting someone. Probably Brittany. Naomi watched him and felt nothing but cold detachment. How had she ever loved this man? How had she missed all the signs that he was selfish and shallow and cruel? After dinner, Derek went to the living room to watch TV. Naomi cleaned the kitchen, then told him she had some work to catch up on. She went to the spare bedroom and opened her laptop. She searched for apartments. Found a small one-bedroom in a building across town. $700 a month, month-to-month lease. She filled out the application online and submitted it with her pay stubs and bank statements from her personal account. Then she created a new email account. One Derek didn't know about. She started forwarding important emails from her regular account. Utility bills. Insurance information. Bank statements. Everything she'd need to prove she'd been paying for the house all along. She opened a new tab and searched for moving companies. Found one that offered a same-day service if you called before noon. She bookmarked the website. Around 10 p.m. her phone buzzed. An email from Patricia's office with a draft of the divorce papers attached. Naomi read through them carefully. They outlined everything: the request for sole ownership of the house, the division of bank accounts, the request for Derek to pay his own legal fees. There was a section about the car he'd sold. Patricia had included it as evidence of financial misconduct and was requesting that he repay the fair market value to Naomi as part of the settlement. Naomi smiled. She sent back an email. "This looks perfect." She was shutting down her laptop when Derek appeared in the doorway. "What are you working on?" "Just some budget stuff for a project at work." "Why?" "You've been up here a while. It's complicated. Did you need something?" He shrugged. "Just thought maybe we could watch a movie or something." Naomi looked at him. This man who'd cheated on her for 8 months. Who'd sold her car. Who'd planned to steal her house. Who'd called her a stepping stone. And now he wanted to watch a movie like they were a normal couple. "Sure," she said. Let me finish this up and I'll be down. Derek nodded and left. Naomi waited until his footsteps faded down the stairs. Then she opened her laptop one more time and looked at the apartment listing. In 2 weeks, maybe less, she'd be sleeping there. In her own space. Away from Derek and his lies. She could survive 2 more weeks of pretending. She'd survived worse. That night they watched some action movie Derek picked. Naomi sat on one end of the couch, Derek on the other. They didn't touch. They barely spoke. And for the first time Derek seemed to notice. "Are you okay?" he asked during a commercial. "I'm fine. Just tired." "You're always tired lately." "I work a lot." "Yeah, I know. Maybe you should take some time off or something." Naomi looked at him. "Maybe I will." The next morning she was up early again. She signed the real estate papers at 9. Ruth took photos of the house at 11 while Derek was at work. By noon, the house was listed on 3 different real estate websites with the description, "Charming 3BR/2BA home in desirable neighborhood. Price to sell fast. Serious inquiries only." Naomi had turned off notifications on the real estate apps, but Ruth would call her if there were any offers. She went about her day like nothing had changed. Went to work. Had meetings. Ate lunch with colleagues. Came home and cooked dinner. On the 3rd day Ruth called. "We have 3 offers. All cash. All above asking price." "What?" "I told you that neighborhood was hot. We've got one at 270, one at 265, and one at 280. The highest one wants to close in 7 days. 7 days. Naomi's heart raced. "What do I need to do?" "Accept the offer. I'll send you the paperwork. We'll schedule the inspection for tomorrow. Closing is set for next Friday at 2 p.m. Can you make that?" "Yes." "One more thing. The buyer wants to know if you're leaving any furniture or appliances. They're coming in from out of state and want to move in immediately." Naomi thought about the discount couch, the cheap coffee table, the bed she'd shared with Derek. "They can have it all. I don't want any of it." "That'll sweeten the deal even more." "All right, hon. Congratulations. You're about to be $250,000 richer." Naomi hung up and sat in her car in her work parking lot. She'd done it. She'd actually done it. The house was sold. In 7 days it wouldn't be hers anymore. And Derek had no idea. She called Patricia. "The house sold. Closing is next Friday." "Perfect. I'll have the divorce papers ready to serve the same day. Right after you sign at closing, we'll have a process server deliver them to his work. He won't have time to try anything." "And the eviction notice?" "Already drawn up. He'll have 24 hours to vacate. Since the house will no longer be yours, he'll have no legal right to stay." It was all coming together. Every piece falling into place. Naomi felt powerful for the first time in months. Maybe years. That night, Derek came home late again. Naomi was already in bed but not asleep. She heard him in the bathroom. Heard the shower running. When he finally came to bed he smelled like soap and shampoo and something else. Something floral. Brittany's perfume. He climbed into bed and reached for Naomi. She pretended to be asleep. He gave up after a minute and rolled over. Naomi lay in the dark, eyes open, counting down the days. 7 more days of this. 7 more days of pretending. Then freedom. She could survive 7 days. She could survive anything. The inspection happened on a Tuesday afternoon. Naomi took a long lunch and met the inspector at the house. Derek was at work, actually at work this time, according to a text he'd sent her complaining about a meeting. The inspector was thorough, checking every corner, every pipe, every electrical outlet. He found minor issues, a loose railing on the back deck, some older wiring in the garage, a slow drain in the hall bathroom. Nothing major. Nothing that would derail the sale. "Overall, it's a solid house," he told Naomi as he packed up his equipment. "Your buyers are getting a good deal." Naomi nodded. "Thank you." After he left, she walked through the house one more time. She'd lived here for 7 years. First alone, after her grandmother passed, then with Derek after they got married. She remembered bringing him home for the first time, how he'd loved the hardwood floors in the big backyard. How he'd talked about the kids they'd have someday, the life they'd build together. All lies. Or maybe not lies at the time, but he'd let those dreams rot away while chasing something new and shiny. Naomi locked the door and drove back to work. She had 4 more days until closing. 4 more days of Derek being oblivious to what was coming. That evening, she started moving more items to the storage unit. She took Derek's truck, he'd gotten a ride to work with a colleague that morning, and loaded it with boxes. Her books. Her photos. Kitchen items that were hers from before the marriage. A lamp her grandmother had given her. A quilt her aunt had made. Each item she removed made the house feel less like hers. More like just a structure. 4 walls and a roof. On Wednesday, Ruth called with an update. The buyers have accepted the inspection report. They're requesting you fix the deck railing and give them a $500 credit for the wiring and drain. That's very reasonable. Done. Great. I'll let them know. See you Friday at 2. Naomi hung up and looked at her calendar. Friday. 2 days away. She'd requested the afternoon off from work, told her boss she had a medical appointment. Not technically a lie, she was excising a cancer from her life. Thursday evening, Derek mentioned something about a weekend trip. Brittany from work is having a birthday party Saturday night. I thought I might go. You don't mind, right? Naomi looked at him. The audacity of this man. He wasn't even being subtle anymore. Sure, go ahead. Really? You seem surprised. You're usually funny about me going out without you. I'm not feeling well lately. You should have fun. Are you okay? Maybe you should see a doctor. I already have an appointment. Tomorrow afternoon. Want me to come with you? No, it's just a checkup. Nothing serious. Derek nodded, already losing interest. Okay, let me know if you need anything. That night, Naomi packed the last of her essential items. Her jewelry box. Her important documents, birth certificate, social security card, passport. The photo albums from before she met Derek. Her grandmother's Bible. The letter. She made 3 trips to the storage unit after Derek fell asleep. By 2 a.m., everything that mattered to her was out of the house. All that remained were clothes she didn't care about and furniture that held no memories worth keeping. She climbed back into bed next to Derek, who was snoring. She didn't sleep. She just stared at the ceiling and counted down the hours. 14 hours until closing. 14 hours until freedom. Friday morning, Derek left for work at 8. Naomi waited 30 minutes to make sure he was really gone, then started the final phase. She called the moving company she'd bookmarked. I need a truck today. As soon as possible. We have availability at noon. What are you moving? Nothing. I need you to meet me at a storage unit at 1 p.m. and help me move my things into a new apartment. That's not a problem. Address. She gave them the information for both locations. The storage unit and the new apartment she'd been approved for. $700 a month. Month to month. She'd signed the lease online last night and gotten the key code this morning. At 11, she did a final walkthrough of the house. The closets were still full of Derek's clothes. His toiletries were in the bathroom. His mess was all over the living room. Let him deal with it. Let him scramble to find a place to store it all when he got the eviction notice. She left her key on the kitchen counter. She'd get it back at closing, but this felt symbolic. She was walking away. At 1:30, she met the movers at her new apartment. It took them an hour to move everything from storage. Her furniture from before the marriage, a bookshelf, a desk, a small love seat. Her boxes of books and kitchen items. Her clothes. By 3 p.m., she was sitting in her new living room surrounded by boxes but feeling lighter than she had in years. Her phone rang. Where are you? Closing is at 2. Naomi looked at her watch. 3:15. I'm so sorry. I got held up. Can we still do it? The title company is waiting, but they're not happy. Can you be here in 20 minutes? I'll be there in 15. Naomi drove to the title company in Derek's truck. This was the last time she'd use it. After today he could have it. She didn't need anything from him. The closing room was small and businesslike. The buyers were a young couple from California, relocating for work. They smiled at Naomi as she sat down. Sorry I'm late, she said. No problem, the wife said. We're just excited to close. The title agent walked her through the paperwork. Sign here. Initial here. Here's the breakdown of costs. Here's the final sale price, $280,000. Minus the realtor fees, closing costs, and the credits she'd agreed to, Naomi would walk away with $237,000. She signed every paper without hesitation. Each signature felt like breaking a chain. The title agent handed her a check. Congratulations. The house is theirs as of right now. Naomi stood up and shook hands with the buyers. Take care of it. It was my grandmother's. We will, the husband said. Thank you. Naomi walked out of the title company at 3:45. She sat in Derek's truck and looked at the check. $237,000. Her grandmother's legacy protected. Her future secured. Derek's plan destroyed. She took out her phone and called Patricia. It's done. Perfect. The process server is outside his office. I'm giving him the go-ahead now. Thank you. Thank me when this is all over. Now go somewhere safe and turn your phone off. Derek is going to try to call you when he gets those papers. Don't answer. Don't engage. Let him panic. Naomi drove to her new apartment. She parked Derek's truck on the street. She'd leave the keys in the ignition for him to find later. She went upstairs to her new place, locked the door and turned off her phone. Then she sat on her love seat, the one her grandmother had given her 10 years ago, and she cried. Not sad tears. Relief tears. Freedom tears. Tears for the woman she'd been and the woman she was becoming. Somewhere across town, Derek was getting served with divorce papers and an eviction notice. Somewhere he was reading the document that listed all his spending on Brittany, all his lies, all his plans to steal the house. Somewhere he was realizing he'd lost everything. But that wasn't Naomi's problem anymore. She'd done what needed to be done. She'd protected herself. She'd honored her grandmother's legacy. She'd taken back control of her life. And she'd done it all without him ever seeing it coming. The sun was setting when she finally turned her phone back on. 43 missed calls from Derek. 17 text messages. All increasingly panicked. What the hell is this? Call me right now, where are you? This is insane, you can't just sell the house, we need to talk. Naomi, please, I can explain, it's not what you think. Where are my things? How could you do this? You're going to regret this. Naomi read them all without emotion. Then she blocked his number. She didn't owe him explanations. She didn't owe him anything. There was one more text from a number she didn't recognize. You're pathetic. Derek told me everything. You're just jealous because he found someone better. Brittany. Of course. Naomi almost laughed. If Brittany wanted Derek, she could have him. She could have the man who lied and cheated and stole. She could have the man who was now jobless. She'd seen his employment contract, and infidelity with a coworker was grounds for termination. She could have the man who had nowhere to live and no money. Good luck with that. Naomi blocked that number too. Then she ordered pizza from the place down the street. She unpacked her kitchen boxes while she waited for delivery, put her dishes in the cabinets, her pots and pans under the stove, her grandmother's cast iron skillet in the place of honor. When the pizza arrived, she ate it sitting on her love seat, surrounded by boxes but feeling at home for the first time in years. Outside, the city lights twinkled. Somewhere Derek was scrambling. Somewhere his carefully constructed lies were falling apart. But here, in her new apartment with her grandmother's furniture and her own money and her own life, Naomi was at peace. The revenge wasn't just selling the house. It was this. Building something new. Something he couldn't touch. Naomi spent Saturday unpacking boxes. She hung her clothes in the closet, organized her books on the shelf, put her grandmother's quilt on the bed. Each item found its place. Each placement felt like claiming her space. Around noon, there was a pounding on her door. Loud, aggressive, unmistakable. Naomi, I know you're in there. Open this door. Derek. She looked through the peephole. He was standing in the hallway, face red, papers crumpled in his fist. The divorce papers. Behind him stood a security guard from the building. Naomi opened the door but kept the chain lock on. You need to leave. Are you insane? You sold our house. My house was my house. And now it's sold. You need to leave before I call the police. We need to talk about this. The security guard stepped forward. Sir, you need to calm down or I'm calling the police. This is my wife. This is my building and residents have the right to refuse visitors. Ma'am, do you want him here? No, Naomi said clearly. Derek's face went from red to purple. You can't do this. That house was half mine. We're married. The house was inherited property solely in my name. You have no legal claim to it. Your name was never on the deed. And now it's sold. You have 24 hours to remove your belongings from the premises before the new owners take possession. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my concern. You should have thought about that before you sold my car. Before you spent $30,000 of our money on your girlfriend. Before you planned to steal my house. Derek's mouth opened and closed. The security guard's eyebrows went up. That's not, you don't understand? I understand perfectly. The divorce papers outline everything. My lawyer has all the evidence. The text messages. The emails. The bank statements. All of it. You're not going to charm or manipulate your way out of this. Naomi, please. Let me explain. Can we just talk? No. We have nothing to talk about. Everything from here on out goes through our lawyers. Goodbye, Derek. She closed the door. Locked it. Put her back against it and listened to him yelling in the hallway, listened to the security guard threatening to call police, listened to his footsteps finally retreating. Then silence. Naomi slid down the door until she was sitting on the floor. Her hands were shaking. Her heart was pounding. But underneath the adrenaline was something solid. Something strong. She'd done it. She'd faced him. She'd held her ground. She hadn't caved to his anger or his manipulation or his attempts to make her feel guilty. She pulled out her phone and texted Patricia. Derek just showed up at my apartment. Security removed him. Do I need to file a restraining order? The response came quickly. Keep a record of the incident. If he contacts you again, we'll file. For now, he's just panicking. Let him panic. Naomi spent the rest of the day finishing her unpacking. She hung artwork on the walls. She organized her bathroom. She set up her desk in the corner of the living room with her laptop and her grandmother's photo. Around 6 p.m. her phone rang. Her mother. Naomi hesitated, then answered. Baby, what is going on? Derek called me crying, saying you sold the house and left him. Mom, I don't want to get into all the details right now, but Derek was cheating on me. For months. He sold my car without asking and was planning to take the house in the divorce. I protected myself. There was a long silence. Then, that boy did what? Exactly. So I'm done. I filed for divorce. I'm in a new apartment. I'm okay. Why didn't you tell me what was happening? Because I needed to handle it myself. And I did. Another silence. Are you really okay? I'm better than okay. I'm free. Good. That's good. Your grandmother would be proud of you, baby. She never liked Derek anyway. She didn't? No. She told me at your wedding that he had weak hands. Said a man with weak hands won't hold you up when you need it. Naomi laughed despite herself. She was right. She usually was. Do you need anything? You want to come stay with us for a bit? No, I'm good. I got my own place. I'm good. They talked for a few more minutes, then said goodbye. Naomi felt lighter. Her family knew. They supported her. She wasn't alone in this. Sunday morning, she woke up in her new bed and felt the sun streaming through windows that were hers. No Derek snoring next to her. No Derek leaving wet towels on the floor. No Derek making her feel small. She made coffee in her grandmother's old percolator. She sat on her love seat and read a book she'd been meaning to read for months. She did absolutely nothing productive and it felt wonderful. Monday morning, she went back to work. People asked about her weekend. She said it was good, quiet, restful. She didn't mention the divorce or the house or any of it. That was her business. Tuesday, Patricia called. Derek's lawyer contacted me. Derek wants to negotiate. Negotiate what? He has no leverage. He's claiming the car sale should count toward his share of marital assets. He wants you to subtract $12,000 from what he owes you. Naomi laughed. The car was worth $17,000 and titled in my name. He sold it without permission and kept the money. That's theft. He needs to pay me back the full 17, not 12. Plus damages. That's what I told his lawyer. They're scrambling. Derek apparently lost his job. What? He was fired for conducting an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate in the workplace. Turns out Brittany works under him. Office romance policy violation plus the whole selling your wife's car thing didn't look good when HR found out. Naomi felt a flash of satisfaction. Good. The divorce should be finalized in about 3 months, assuming he doesn't fight it. And honestly, he has no grounds to fight. Everything is documented. His lawyer knows he'd lose in court. What about the house money? That's yours. Inherited property stays separate in divorce. He has no claim. Your grandmother protected you even from beyond the grave. Naomi thought about the letter. About the line of strong women. About how her grandmother had known exactly what she was doing when she left the house solely to Naomi. Thank you, Patricia. Thank me when you get the final decree. Until then, stay away from Derek, don't engage with Brittany, and focus on building your new life. That became Naomi's mantra. Build a new life. She bought a new car on Wednesday. A certified pre-owned Toyota, reliable and fully hers. She drove it off the lot and felt like she'd won a race. She started going to a gym near her apartment. She took a painting class on Thursday evenings. She reconnected with friends she'd lost touch with because Derek never wanted to do anything. By the end of the second week, her apartment felt like a home. By the end of the third week, she couldn't remember what it felt like to live with Derek. By the end of the fourth week, she was sleeping through the night without the weight of betrayal pressing on her chest. Derek tried to contact her twice more. Once through her sister, asking for another chance. Naomi told her sister to tell him no. Once through a fake email account, claiming Brittany had left him and he'd made a terrible mistake. Naomi deleted it without responding. She wasn't going backward. Not for anything. Not for anyone. One evening, about 6 weeks after the house sale, Naomi was at the grocery store when she saw them. Derek and Brittany. In the frozen food aisle. They were arguing. Brittany's voice was sharp, angry. Derek looked tired, defeated. He was wearing clothes Naomi recognized, the same jeans and shirt he'd worn when she'd last seen him. Like he hadn't bought anything new. Like he couldn't afford to. Naomi grabbed her items and headed to the checkout. She didn't want to interact. Didn't need to. They were part of her past, not her future. But Derek saw her. His eyes went wide. He took a step toward her. Naomi. She kept walking. Didn't look back. Didn't acknowledge him. Just walked straight to her car, loaded her groceries and drove away. In her rearview mirror, she saw him standing in the parking lot, watching her leave. Brittany was yelling at him about something. He looked lost. Naomi felt nothing. Not satisfaction. Not pity. Nothing. He'd made his choices. Now he was living with them. And she was living with hers. The best choice she'd ever made was walking away. 3 months after she'd sold the house, the divorce was finalized. Naomi sat in Patricia's office and signed the final papers without ceremony or drama. Derek didn't show up. His lawyer signed on his behalf remotely. "That's it," Patricia said. "You're officially divorced. The court awarded you $17,000 for the car, plus $3,000 in damages. Derek has 6 months to pay or his wages will be garnished. Not that he has wages right now, but eventually he'll have to work." What about his share of the joint account? Split 50-50 as a standard. You each walked away with about $7,000 from that. But the big win is the house money. All yours. Plus your personal savings he never knew about. You're in good financial shape. Naomi looked at the final decree. It was over. Really truly over. Thank you, Patricia. For everything. You did the hard part. You gathered the evidence, you made the tough choices, you protected yourself. I just filed the paperwork. Patricia stood and shook her hand. I hope I never see you in my office again, but if you know any woman who needs help, send her my way. I will. Naomi left the law office and drove to her favorite coffee shop, the expensive one Derek always complained about. She ordered the most elaborate drink on the menu with extra everything and sat by the window watching the city. She was 33 years old, divorced, living in a small apartment, starting over, and she'd never been happier. That evening she went to her painting class. She'd been taking it for 2 months now and had discovered she was actually pretty good. Her teacher, an older woman named Carol, had encouraged her to submit a piece to a local art show. You have talent, Carol had said. Don't hide it. Tonight they were working on abstract pieces. Naomi stood in front of her canvas with a palette of bright colors, yellows and oranges and reds. No more darkness. No more muted tones. She wanted light and warmth and energy. That's beautiful, someone said behind her. Naomi turned. A man stood there, maybe mid-30s, with kind eyes and paint on his hands. She'd seen him in class before, but they'd never spoken. Thanks. I'm still learning. Aren't we all? He smiled. I'm Isaiah. Naomi. I know. Carol talks about your work all the time. Says you're a natural. She's generous with compliments. She's not wrong though. You have a good eye for color. He gestured to his own canvas, which was a mess of dark blues and grays. I'm still stuck in my brooding phase. Naomi laughed. It's very intense. That's a polite way of saying it's depressing. Isaiah grinned. I'm an architect. I spend all day drawing straight lines and perfect angles. This is my way of rebelling. They talked through the rest of class. About art and work in the city and nothing important. It was easy. Comfortable. When class ended, Isaiah asked if she wanted to grab coffee sometime. Naomi hesitated. She wasn't sure she was ready for anything. Dating felt complicated. Risky. But then she thought about Derek and Brittany in that grocery store parking lot. She thought about spending the rest of her life avoiding connection just because one man had hurt her. She thought about her grandmother's letter. About being big and loud and exactly who she was meant to be. Sure, she said. Coffee sounds good. They exchanged numbers. Isaiah texted her the next day and they met at a cafe on Saturday morning. They talked for 3 hours. He told her about his work designing community centers and affordable housing. She told him about her job in project management. He told her about his family, about growing up in Atlanta. She told him about her grandmother, about the house, about starting over. She didn't mention Derek. Didn't mention the divorce. That was old news. Old pain. She was more than her past. Isaiah told her about his ex-girlfriend who'd left him for someone wealthier. It hurt at the time, he said. But looking back, she did me a favor. We weren't right for each other. I was just too comfortable to see it. I understand that, Naomi said. Sometimes the end of something is actually the beginning of something better. Exactly. They met for coffee again the following week. Then dinner. Then a walk through the city park. Isaiah was easy to be around. He listened when she talked. He laughed at her jokes. He opened doors and asked questions and seemed genuinely interested in her answers. He didn't push. Didn't ask about past relationships beyond what she volunteered. Didn't try to move faster than she was ready for. By the end of the 4th month after her divorce, Naomi realized she was happy. Not just content. Not just okay. Actually happy. She had her own apartment that felt like home. She had a job she enjoyed. She had friends she spent time with. She had hobbies that fulfilled her. She had money in the bank and a car she loved and freedom to make her own choices. And maybe, possibly, she was starting to have something more with Isaiah. He asked her one evening after they'd finished dinner at a quiet restaurant, "Are you seeing anyone else?" "No." "Are you?" "No. I don't want to. I like spending time with you. I'd like to do more of it if you're interested." Naomi thought about it. She thought about Derek and how he'd made her feel small. She thought about how Isaiah made her feel seen. She thought about the difference between someone who took from her and someone who added to her life. "I'm interested," she said. They took it slow. Naomi was clear about her boundaries and Isaiah respected them. They went on dates. They talked on the phone. They texted throughout the day. He met her friends. She met his family when they came to visit. His mother, a woman with Isaiah's same kind eyes, pulled Naomi aside at Sunday dinner. "My son talks about you constantly. He's happy. I haven't seen him this happy in years." "He makes me happy too," Naomi said. "Good. That's how it should be. Equal. Both people adding to each other's lives." She patted Naomi's hand. "Whatever happened before this, whatever brought you to this point, I can see it made you strong. Hold on to that strength. Don't lose yourself." "I won't," Naomi promised. And she meant it. She'd lost herself once, slowly, over 5 years with Derek. She'd become smaller and quieter and less than who she was meant to be. She wouldn't do that again. Not for anyone. 5 months after the divorce, Naomi got a promotion at work. She was now a senior project manager with a team of 4 people under her. More responsibility. More money. More respect. She celebrated with Isaiah at her favorite restaurant, the expensive one. They ordered champagne and dessert and she told him about her plans for the new role. "I'm proud of you," he said. "Thank you. Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Do you ever regret it? Walking away from your marriage?" Naomi thought about it. Really thought about it. "No. Not for a second. The only thing I regret is not walking away sooner. I should have left the first time I felt small. The first time I compromised who I was to make someone else comfortable. I should have trusted my instincts." "We all learn on our own timeline," Isaiah said. "The important thing is you learned." "I did. And I won't unlearn it. Not ever." That night, Isaiah walked her to her apartment door. He kissed her goodnight, soft, respectful, full of promise. Naomi went inside and stood in her living room, her space, her home. On the wall was one of her paintings from class. Abstract. Bright colors. Full of energy and light. Carol had framed it for her as a gift when she'd gotten the promotion. Next to it was the photo of her grandmother. Beatrice's wise eyes looked out at her, and Naomi could almost hear her voice. "Be big. Be loud. Be exactly who you're meant to be." "I'm trying, Grandma," Naomi whispered. "I'm really trying." Outside her window, the city lights glowed. Somewhere out there, Derek was probably still scrambling, still trying to piece together what he'd lost. Somewhere, Brittany had probably moved on to someone new. But here, in her apartment with her art and her promotion and her new relationship built on respect and equality, Naomi was thriving. The revenge wasn't just selling the house. It wasn't just the divorce. It wasn't even watching Derek lose everything. The revenge was this: living well, being happy, building a life he could never touch. That was the real victory. By month 6, Naomi barely thought about Derek anymore. When she did, it was like remembering a bad dream, unpleasant but distant, no longer having power over her. Her job was going well. The team she managed respected her. Her boss had mentioned future opportunities for advancement. For the first time in years, she felt valued at work. Not just capable but truly valued. Isaiah had become a steady presence in her life. They spent weekends exploring the city, trying new restaurants, visiting museums. He introduced her to his friends. She introduced him to hers. It felt natural, easy, right? One Saturday morning, they were having breakfast at her apartment when he asked, "Have you thought about what's next?" Next? With your living situation. The month-to-month lease. It's been almost 7 months. Are you planning to stay or find somewhere more permanent? Naomi looked around her small apartment. It had served its purpose, a safe landing place after the chaos. But Isaiah was right. It was time to think about the next step. "I've been looking at condos," she admitted. "Something I can buy. Build equity again. The money from the house is just sitting in savings. Want help looking? I'm an architect. I know what to look for in structural terms." "That would be great, actually." They spent the afternoon looking at listings online. Isaiah pointed out things she wouldn't have noticed: foundation issues, poor layout design, buildings with known problems. He helped her narrow it down to 3 properties worth seeing in person. The next week they toured all 3. The first was too small. The second was in a bad location. But the third, a 2-bedroom condo on the 8th floor with huge windows and a balcony overlooking the city, felt right. "This is the one," Isaiah said, walking through the space. "Good bones. Well maintained. The balcony adds value. The layout is smart. You could use the second bedroom as an office." Naomi stood on the balcony looking out at the skyline. This could be hers. Not inherited. Not shared. Hers because she earned it. "I want to make an offer," she told the realtor. The negotiation took 2 weeks. Naomi drove a hard bargain, using everything she'd learned from selling her grandmother's house. She got the place for $10,000 under asking price. Closing was set for the end of the month. She called her mother to share the news. "Baby, that's wonderful. You're buying your own place." "I am. It's smaller than Grandma's house, but it's mine. All mine. She'd be so proud of you. Starting over, building something new. That takes strength. I learned from the best." Moving day was chaos. Naomi had accumulated more stuff in 7 months than she'd realized. Isaiah helped, along with 2 of his friends. They hauled boxes up 8 floors, assembled furniture, hung artwork. By evening, the condo was starting to look like home. Naomi ordered pizza for everyone as a thank you. They ate on the balcony, watching the sun set over the city. After everyone left, she and Isaiah sat together on her new couch, the one she'd picked out herself, not the discount one from the old house. "Thank you for helping today," she said. "Of course. What are friends for? Is that what we are? Friends?" Isaiah looked at her carefully. "I'd like to be more than friends. But only if you want that too. No pressure." Naomi thought about it. She'd been protecting herself, keeping walls up, being cautious. But Isaiah had earned her trust over 6 months of consistent respect and kindness. He'd never pushed, never demanded, never made her feel small. "I want that too," she said. He smiled and pulled her close. "Good. Because I'm falling for you, Naomi. Have been for a while now. I'm falling for you too." That night, after Isaiah left, Naomi unpacked the last box, the one with her grandmother's things. The photos, the Bible, the letter. She read the letter again, the one about being big and loud and exactly who she was meant to be. She'd carried it with her through everything. Through the discovery of Derek's affair. Through the house sale. Through the divorce. Through building this new life. She was doing it. She was being exactly who she was meant to be. The next morning, Naomi was making coffee in her new kitchen when her phone rang. A known number. She almost didn't answer, but something made her pick up. "Hello? Naomi. It's Derek." Her stomach dropped. She hadn't heard his voice in 7 months. Hadn't wanted to. "How did you get this number?" I asked your sister." "Look, I know you don't want to talk to me, but I need to say something. We have nothing to talk about. The divorce is final." "I know. I'm not trying to change that. I wanted to apologize. Really apologize. For everything. For the affair. For selling your car. For all of it. You deserved better." Naomi was silent. Part of her wanted to hang up. Part of her wanted to scream at him, list every way he'd hurt her. But mostly she just felt tired of it all. "Is this about the money you owe me?" she asked. "No. I mean, yes, I'm working on that. I got a new job. I'm making payments. But that's not why I called. I called because I've been going to therapy. Trying to figure out why I did what I did. And my therapist said I should apologize to the people I've hurt. Make amends. Good for you. Therapy is healthy. Naomi, I know I can't fix what I broke. I know you've moved on. I just want you to know that I know I messed up. Badly. You were the best thing in my life and I threw it away for something shallow and stupid. Brittany and I lasted 2 months after you left, did you know that? She dumped me as soon as the money ran out. I'm sorry to hear that, Naomi said, meaning it. Not because she wanted them to be together, but because everyone deserved better than using and being used. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve it. I just wanted you to know that you were right to leave. You were right about everything. And I hope you're happy now. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You deserve to be happy. Naomi looked around her new condo. At the life she'd built. At the future she was creating. I'm happy, Derek. Really happy. Good. That's good. Take care of yourself, Naomi. You too. She hung up and stood in her kitchen processing. Derek had apologized. It didn't change anything, didn't fix anything. But maybe it was closure of a sort. An acknowledgement that what happened was real and hurtful and wrong. She texted Isaiah. Derek just called to apologize. His response came quickly. How do you feel about that? Honestly? Nothing. It's like hearing from a stranger. That part of my life is so far behind me. That's healthy. Want to grab lunch? Yes. Give me an hour. Naomi finished unpacking her kitchen, putting dishes in cabinets, organizing her pantry, making her space functional and beautiful and hers. Her phone buzzed again. Her sister this time. Derek asked me for your number. I gave it to him. I'm sorry. He said he just wanted to apologize. It's okay. He did. It's fine. Are you really okay though? I worried about you for months after you left. You seemed so determined, so focused. I wasn't sure if you were really dealing with it or just pushing it down. Naomi thought about that. I was dealing with it the only way I knew how. By taking action. By protecting myself. By moving forward. Maybe that wasn't the right way. Maybe I should have cried more or been angrier or something. But it was my way. And it worked. You're amazing, you know that? Strongest person I know. I learned from Grandma. We all did. Love you, sis. Love you too. Naomi finished her coffee and got ready for lunch with Isaiah. She put on a dress she'd bought last week, bright red, bold, nothing Derek would have let her wear. He'd always said she should dress more conservatively. Be less noticeable. She looked at herself in the mirror. Beautiful African-American woman in a bold red dress, with natural hair and braids now instead of the practical bun she used to wear, with confidence in her eyes instead of weariness. This was who she was. Big, loud. Exactly who she was meant to be. She met Isaiah at a cafe downtown. He lit up when he saw her. You look incredible. Thank you. I feel incredible. They ate lunch and talked about their weeks. He told her about a new project his firm was bidding on, a community center in a neighborhood that needed it. She told him about a major project at work that had just gotten approved. You're glowing, he said. I don't mean the dress, though that's amazing. I mean you. You're just radiant. I feel like I'm finally becoming who I was supposed to be all along. Like I'd been holding my breath for years and now I can finally exhale. I'm glad I get to be here to see it. That evening they walked through the park near her condo. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and pink and purple. Families were out with dogs. Couples walked hand in hand. The world felt full of possibility. Can I ask you something? Isaiah said. Always. Do you ever think about the future? Long-term future? Like what? Like where you see yourself in 5 years? 10 years? What you want? Naomi thought about it. 6 months ago, she'd been focused on survival. On getting through each day. On building a foundation. But now she could think bigger. I want to keep growing professionally. Maybe director level eventually. I want to travel more. I've barely been anywhere. I want to keep painting, maybe do a show someday. She paused. I want to build a life that's so full and rich and joyful that my past becomes just a footnote. A chapter that ended so the good chapters could begin. That's beautiful. What about you? What do you want? Honestly, I want to be part of your story. Whatever chapter you're writing now, I want to be in it. If you'll have me. Naomi looked at him. This kind, patient man who'd waited while she healed. Who'd respected her boundaries. Who'd celebrated her victories and supported her through challenges. Who made her feel seen and valued and cherished. I'll have you, she said. He kissed her, right there in the park with the sunset behind them and the city alive around them. And for the first time in her adult life, Naomi felt absolutely certain she was exactly where she was supposed to be. 8 months after selling the house, Naomi went to a coffee shop near her old neighborhood. She didn't think about Derek much anymore, but sometimes muscle memory took her to familiar places. She was standing in line, checking her phone, when she heard a voice behind her. "Naomi." She turned. Derek stood there, looking older than she remembered. Thinner. Tired. His clothes were neat but worn. The confidence he used to carry like armor was gone. "Derek." She kept her voice neutral. "I didn't expect to see you here. I didn't expect to be seen." He laughed awkwardly. Can we talk for a minute?" Naomi wanted to say no. She wanted to order her coffee and leave. But something made her nod. 5 minutes. They sat at a table in the corner. The coffee shop was busy enough that no one paid attention to them. Just two people having a conversation. No one could tell they were divorced. That he'd betrayed her. That she'd sold their house out from under him. "I've been making the payments," Derek said. "For the car. I know it'll take a while to pay off the full $17,000, but I'm trying." "Okay. How are you?" "I'm good. I heard you bought a condo. Across town. News travels. I'm happy for you. Really. You deserve good things." Naomi studied him. He seemed sincere. Broken maybe, but sincere. "Why did you do it, Derek?" "The affair. Selling my car. Planning to take the house." "Why?" He was quiet for a long moment. "I don't have a good answer. I've thought about it every day for 8 months. My therapist says it was about feeling inadequate. You were always so capable, so together. You made good money. You knew what you wanted. And I felt like I was just along for the ride. Like I didn't matter. So you cheated? So I found someone who made me feel important." Brittany looked at me like I was special. Like I had all the answers. It was intoxicating. And stupid. So incredibly stupid. "You could have talked to me. We could have gone to counseling. We could have worked on it." "I know. But that would have required me to admit I wasn't enough. And my ego couldn't handle that. So instead, I destroyed everything." He looked down at his hands. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Maybe I just need you to know it wasn't about you. You didn't do anything wrong. It was all me. All my insecurities and selfishness and cowardice." Naomi absorbed this. It didn't change anything. Didn't fix anything. But it did provide clarity. "Thank you for telling me. Are you seeing someone?" "I am." "Is he good to you?" "He's wonderful." Derek nodded slowly. "Good. That's good. You deserve wonderful." Naomi looked at her ex-husband, because that's what he was now, just an ex, and felt nothing but distance. No anger. No pain. No connection. He was a person she used to know. A chapter that had closed. "I have to go," she said, standing. "Naomi, wait. I want you to know I'm sorry. Not just words. I'm truly sorry. For all of it." "I know. Take care of yourself, Derek." She walked out of the coffee shop without looking back. Got in her car and drove to her condo. The confrontation she'd been avoiding for months was over. And it was anticlimactic. No drama. No yelling. Just two people acknowledging a past that no longer had power. That evening she told Isaiah about running into Derek. "How do you feel?" he asked. "Honestly? Fine. It was like seeing someone I went to high school with. Familiar but distant. The person I was when I was married to him feels like a different person." "That's because you are different. You've grown. Changed. Become more yourself." "I have." She looked at Isaiah, sitting on her couch in her condo in her life. "Thank you." "For what?" "For being patient. For not pushing. For letting me heal at my own pace." "That's just love, Naomi. Real love is patient." The word hung in the air between them. Well, they hadn't said it yet, not directly. But it was there, undeniable and true. "I love you," Naomi said. Isaiah smiled, his whole face lighting up. "I love you too. Have for a while now." They spent that evening on her balcony talking about the future. About possibility. About dreams they wanted to chase. Isaiah mentioned a job opportunity in Portland. His firm was opening a new branch and wanted him to head it. "I told them I'd think about it," he said. "But honestly, I don't want to leave. Not now. Not when things are so good here." "You should take it if it's right for your career," Naomi said. "Don't make decisions based on me. But you're part of my life now. A big part. My decisions affect you. Our decisions should be something we make together, don't you think?" It was such a stark contrast to Derek, who'd sold her car without asking. Who'd made choices that affected her without ever considering her input. Isaiah was asking. Consulting. Including her in his thinking. "What do you want?" she asked. "I want to stay here. Build my career here. Build a life here. With you. Are you sure? I'm sure. Portland will always be there. This what we have feels rare. Special. I don't want to lose it. Naomi felt tears prick her eyes. Happy tears. Then stay. Yeah. 2 weeks later, Naomi got news that Derek had finished paying back the money for the car. All $17,000, plus the $3,000 in damages. He'd sold his truck and was driving a used sedan now. He'd downsized his apartment to something tiny but affordable. He was rebuilding slowly from the ground up. Naomi felt no satisfaction in his struggles. No vindication. Just a quiet acknowledgement that actions have consequences. He'd made his choices. Now he was living with them. She'd made her choices too. And she was living with them in the best possible way. That weekend, she and Isaiah drove out to her mother's house for Sunday dinner. Her whole family was there, her mother, her sister, her aunt, her cousins. They filled the house with noise and laughter and love. Her mother pulled her aside while they were setting the table. You look happy, baby. I am happy. Isaiah is a good man. Your grandmother would have approved. You think so? I know so. He has strong hands. The kind that will hold you up when you need it. Naomi laughed, remembering what her grandmother had said about Derek. He does. He really does. That night, driving back to the city with Isaiah, Naomi thought about how far she'd come. 8 months ago, she'd been in survival mode. Fighting, planning, protecting herself. Now she was thriving, building, creating, loving. The revenge wasn't just about what she'd taken from Derek. It was about what she'd built for herself. And what she'd built was beautiful. 1 year after selling the house, Naomi stood in an art gallery downtown. Around her hung 15 of her paintings, bright, bold pieces full of color and energy. Her first solo show. Carol, her art teacher, had submitted her work to the gallery director 6 months ago. The director had loved it, had offered her this show, had called her a rising talent. Naomi wore a golden yellow dress that made her brown skin glow. Her natural hair was styled in an elaborate updo. She felt beautiful, confident, powerful. Isaiah stood beside her, proud and beaming. Her mother was there, her sister, her aunt, her colleagues from work, friends she'd made over the past year. The gallery was packed. I can't believe this is happening, she whispered to Isaiah. I can. You're talented. People need to see your work. A woman approached them, probably mid-50s, wearing an expensive suit. Are you Naomi Bennett? I am. I'm Catherine Rhodes. I own a design firm here in the city. I'd like to commission a series of pieces for our new office space. Do you do commissioned work? Naomi's heart raced. Yes. I can do that. Excellent. Here's my card. Call me next week and we'll discuss details. Your work is exactly what we're looking for. Bold, confident, alive. Catherine walked away. Naomi stared at the business card in her hand. Her first commission. For a real client. For real money. You're about to become a professional artist, Isaiah said. This is insane. A year ago I was in such a different place. You earned this. Every bit of it. The evening passed in a blur of introductions and compliments and sales. By the end of the night, 7 of her paintings had sold. The gallery director was already talking about another show next year. Naomi's mother hugged her before leaving. Your grandmother would be bursting with pride right now. You know that, right? I hope so. I know so. You did what she always told you to do. You became exactly who you were meant to be. After everyone left, Naomi and Isaiah walked through the empty gallery, looking at the paintings that remained. Each one told a story. The abstract piece she'd done when she first left Derek, all reds and oranges and fury. The peaceful blue piece from when she'd moved into her condo. The explosion of yellows and pinks from when she'd realized she was falling in love with Isaiah. A year ago, I couldn't have imagined this, she said. What were you imagining a year ago? Survival. Getting through the day. Protecting myself. I was so focused on what I was losing that I couldn't see what I might gain. And now I can't imagine going back. Even if I could erase everything that happened, the pain, the betrayal, all of it, I wouldn't. Because then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be this version of myself. Isaiah pulled her close. This version of you is my favorite version. They locked up the gallery and walked to their cars. Isaiah was parked next to her Toyota, the one she'd bought herself with her own money that no one could take from her. Come back to my place? She asked. Always. At her condo, they sat on the balcony with wine, looking out at the city lights. A year ago, Naomi had sat in a different apartment, surrounded by boxes, planning her next move. Now she sat in her own condo with a man she loved, celebrating success she'd earned. "I have something to tell you," Isaiah said. "Should I be worried?" "No. It's good news. I got promoted. They want me to lead the new affordable housing initiative. It's a big project. Years of work. All local." "Isaiah, that's amazing. It means I'll be here. Definitely. No question of moving or relocating. I'm putting down roots. I'm so proud of you. There's more." He took her hand. "I know we've only been together officially for 6 months, and I know you're probably not thinking about this yet, but I want you to know that I'm serious about this. About us. About building a future together. I'm not asking for anything now. I'm just telling you where my head is. So there's no question. No uncertainty." Naomi looked at him. This good man. This kind man. This man who'd waited while she healed. Who'd celebrated her victories. Who'd never tried to make her smaller. "I'm serious too," she said. "I don't know what the future looks like exactly, but I know I want you in it. That's all I need to hear." They stayed on the balcony until late, talking about dreams and plans and possibilities. Where they might travel. What projects they wanted to work on. How they could support each other's goals. When Naomi finally went to bed that night, she thought about the woman she'd been a year ago. Her. Angry. Determined. That woman had done what needed to be done. Had protected herself. Had claimed her power. And that woman had led her here. To this condo. This life. This love. This art. This future. The next morning, Naomi woke up to a text from an unknown number. She almost deleted it, but something made her open it. "Hi Naomi. This is Brittany. I know you don't know me, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. Derek told me you didn't know about us at first. That he lied to both of us. I thought I was doing nothing wrong. I'm sorry for my part in hurting you." Naomi stared at the text. Brittany. The other woman. Apologizing. She could have ignored it. Could have sent back something angry. Could have blocked the number. Instead she typed, "Thank you for the apology. I hope you learned something from this too. We both deserved better than what Derek offered." The response came quickly, "We did. I hope you're doing well." "I am. Really well. Take care of yourself." Naomi deleted the conversation. Not out of anger, but out of completion. That chapter was closed. All of it. Derek. Brittany. The affair. The house. The old life. She got up and made coffee. Opened her laptop and started responding to the email from Catherine about the commission. Drew up some preliminary sketches. Planned colors and themes. Around noon, Isaiah came over with bagels and cream cheese. They ate on the balcony talking about the art show, about his promotion, about their plans for the weekend. "I was thinking," Isaiah said, "we should take a trip. Celebrate our successes. Where do you want to go?" "Jamaica. I've always wanted to go to Jamaica." "Then let's do it. 2 weeks. Beaches and music and no responsibilities." "Really? Really? You've worked hard. You deserve to celebrate." They booked the trip that afternoon. 2 weeks in Jamaica, leaving in a month. Naomi felt like she was floating. A year ago, she'd been thinking about a vacation to Jamaica, but Derek never wanted to go. Now she was going. With someone who wanted to share experiences with her. Who wanted to see her happy. The following week, Naomi went back to her mother's house for Sunday dinner. Her sister pulled her aside in the kitchen. "I need to tell you something," her sister said. "What?" "Derek came by the house last week. Looking for you." Naomi's stomach tightened. "Why?" "He wanted me to give you something." Her sister handed her an envelope. Inside was a check. $5,000. And a note in Derek's handwriting. "Naomi, I know this doesn't fix anything, but I sold some things. Got a bonus at work. This is yours. Consider it what I owe you for all the years I took from you. For all the ways I hurt you. I'm not asking for anything back. Not forgiveness. Not a response. I just needed you to have this. Be well. Derek." Naomi stared at the check. $5,000. It was more than the court had ordered him to pay. More than she'd expected. "What are you going to do with it?" her sister asked. Naomi thought about it. She could tear it up. Could send it back. Could keep it and use it for herself. Instead, she said, "I'm going to donate it." To what? To a women's shelter. For women leaving bad relationships. Women who need help starting over. Her sister smiled. "Grandma would love that." Naomi donated the money the next day. Made it in her grandmother's name. Beatrice Bennett. The woman who'd survived an abusive husband. who'd bought her own house, who taught Naomi to be strong. A month later, Naomi and Isaiah flew to Jamaica. They spent 2 weeks in paradise, swimming in clear blue water, eating amazing food, dancing to reggae music, exploring the island, making memories. On their last night, they sat on the beach watching the sunset. The sky was painted in oranges and pinks and purples. The water lapped at their feet. The world felt infinite. "This has been the best 2 weeks of my life," Naomi said. "Mine too. Thank you for this. For all of it. For being patient with me. For supporting me. For loving me. Thank you for letting me. For trusting me. For building a life with me." They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sun disappear below the horizon. Naomi thought about where she'd been a year ago. Thought about the empty driveway and the betrayal and the fury. Thought about selling the house and the divorce and starting over. She thought about how revenge wasn't about hurting someone back. It was about refusing to let them keep hurting you. It was about taking back your power. It was about building something so beautiful and full and joyful that the pain became small in comparison. Derek had tried to make her a stepping stone. Instead, she'd become a foundation for herself, for her art, for her future, for her love. That was the real victory. Not the house sale. Not the divorce. Not watching him struggle. The victory was sitting on a beach in Jamaica with a man who loved her, with art shows in her past and commissions in her future, with confidence in her bones and joy in her heart. The victory was being exactly who she was meant to be. "I love you," she said to Isaiah. "I love you too." They walked back to their hotel hand in hand. The next day they'd fly home. Back to their lives. Back to their jobs and their condo and their routine. But they'd take this with them. The knowledge that they could create happiness. That they could build together. That love didn't have to be small and limiting and painful. Love could be big, expansive, joyful, full of possibility. A year ago, Naomi had sold a house. Today, she owned a condo, a car, a future, and herself. She'd become an artist and a leader and a woman who knew her worth. Derek had taught her what she didn't want. Isaiah had shown her what she did want. But the real lesson, the one that mattered most, she taught herself. She was strong. She was capable. She was enough. All on her own. Everything else was just a bonus. And as she fell asleep that night, next to the man she loved, in a hotel in Jamaica, Naomi smiled. Because she knew with absolute certainty,